What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking MLB The Show 22, and we are talking the top 10 shortstops in Diamond Dynasty to begin the year. These are just going to be predictions of where I think SDS is going to place these cards, not necessarily going to be a rankings video on who I think the top 10 shortstops in the game are actually going to be. So if you're excited for this one, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'll be doing third basements later today, so make sure to look out for that one. But without further ado, hope you all enjoyed this video, and let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so hot, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming, red button beaming.
Okay, everyone, so today we are starting top 10 predictions for every single position for MLB The Show 22. Now, a couple things I want to say before we get into this one. We're starting today off with the shortstop position. Then we're going to be doing third base. That video also might be coming out today. So really quickly, what I want to say, we're only doing live series cards in this. We're not going to be doing legends because I don't know exactly which cards are going to be coming out at the beginning of the year. Obviously, when the game drops and we get all the cards for the shortstop position, you guys can expect a top 10 rankings list of all the shortstops in the game. And that leads me to point number 2. This is not a rankings list. This is just where I believe the cards will be top 10 in terms of what SDS actually gives them. So for instance, we have Tatis at a 95 overall. Personally, if I like Trea Turner better, I would put Trea Turner number 1 in my rankings list, but we're going strictly off overall that I think these cards will be placed in by SDS. And these are going to be primary only, so we're only doing primary shortstop. So I mentioned Trea Turner. He played a lot of second base last year with the LA Dodgers, but with Corey Seager going to the Texas Rangers in free agency, Trea Turner should be playing shortstop, so he'll be on this list. And then a guy like Jake Cronenworth, who's a shortstop in this game for some reason, really don't know why. Tatis is a shortstop for the Padres, so Cronenworth will not be on this list. And the final thing I want to say, just because I put a different card ahead of another guy doesn't mean I think they're better in real life. I think Xander Bogaerts is better than Brandon Crawford in real life, but because Xander is a great hitter in real life, his hitting stats are going to be really good, but he's not the best in the field. So because of that, his overall is definitely going to be lower than Brandon Crawford's, because Crawford is good at the plate and he's good in the field. So I think his card will be higher rated, but I do think Xander is the better player. At number 10, we are going to have Tim Anderson, and we are using the MLB The Show 21 card art and the stats for all these cards, because we don't have the stats for the MLB The Show 22 cards and the card art as well. But we'll try to predict where we expect these guys to land when the game does actually drop. So we're starting things off with Tim Anderson, and Tim Anderson is going to be a well-balanced card. I don't think he's going to make diamond, but he should be a pretty high gold. I would say 84, 83, as long as they keep the same ratings for diamonds and golds in next year's game like they did for this year's game. I think it'll be a high rated gold, about that 83, 84 mark. At the plate is going to be solid contact wise, especially for the beginning of the year. You see on this card, he's 83 against righties, 104 against lefties. I think that should stay somewhat the same there. The power is going to struggle on the live series card. If he gets a boosted card in the future, that will have boosted power. He does have a solid swing, but I would say the power is going to hold him back from being higher rated, probably from making diamond, because the fielding stats, he should have high 70s, low 80s for the most parts across the board here. Fielding and reaction time should be pretty solid. Doesn't have a cannon of an arm, but not a bad arm either. Arm accuracy should be okay, and the speed should be able to get around the base pads pretty well. So I think Tim Anderson going to be a high rated gold. Good way to start this list off. He'll be good. He'll be a good budget option for you guys early on in the year, and it'll be pretty good for Battle Royale. The 9th ranked shortstop, in my opinion, it's going to be Trevor Story. I think he's a little bit better than Tim Anderson. Very, very close. I can see them being the same overall, honestly. 83, 84 at the shortstop position. If you guys are watching on TikTok right now, come over to the YouTube channel. We are doing every single position predictions for the top 10 live series card at every single position going into next year's game. So Trevor Story, I think, is a little bit better than Tim Anderson here. Power, definitely Trevor Story is better, especially against lefty arms. Contact, though, and power against righties kind of low here, so I can definitely see them being the same overall, but I think Trevor Story does have the better glove, and they're about the same speed, so that's why I lean Trevor Story just a little bit over Tim Anderson. Trevor Story gonna have that low 80s fielding stats for the most part, maybe the arm a little bit better as well, and the speed pretty much low 80s, high 70s there, same for the steal. So very, very close between Tim Anderson and Trevor Story. At number 8, I'm going to have Corey Seager. Now, this is one of the instances, like I said in the beginning of the video, where I believe Corey Seager is the top 5 shortstop in the MLB in real life, but in Diamond Dynasty, he's obviously going to be a great hitter. His hitting stats are going to be insane, but what worries me about his card actually making it to Diamond is the lack of defense, because he's definitely not a great defensive shortstop in real life. He's probably going to have low 70s, high 60s 60s for the most part, fielding stats, and he can't get around the base pads like some of the other shortstops we're going to talk about in this list. So in real life, Corey Seager is definitely a top 5 shortstop, at least in my opinion, one of the best swings in the entire game. In my actual rankings list, when the game drops, not based off of overalls where I'm actually ranking these cards, Corey Seager could make the top 6, top 5 because I love his swing that much, especially that 99 postseason card. We got an MLB The Show 21, so his live series card, again, going to be a great budget option and great for BR. At number 7, we have Xander Bogaerts, kind of the same thing as Corey Seager. They can both mash at the plate, and in real life, I think they're both top 5 shortstops, but in game, because of their lack of defense, I think it might hold them back from being diamonds at the beginning of the year, but they're just about going to be there. 83, 84 overall, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did get a low live series diamond to start off the year, but the lack of defense, in my opinion, can hold them back a little bit. Xander, I think, is a little bit better at the plate, but I do like Corey Seager because he's a lefty bat. Most of the best pitchers in the game, most of the time, are righty arms, so I do prefer Seager over Xander Bogaerts, but I do think Xander going to be a little bit more higher rated than Corey Seager, or they can be the same overall. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Very similar players, really good at the plate, okay in the field, and then okay on the base pads. Xander, little more speed, so I'll put him over Corey Seager. At number 6, we're going to have Bo Bichette, and in real life, I think Bo is definitely a top 10 shortstop, but I probably have him at 9 or 10 in my opinion on my list, but in game, I think he's going to be a top 6 rated shortstop to start off the year. He's a live series diamond to end off MLB The Show 21, so I expect that to carry into MLB The Show 22, and I think his stats will definitely get an improvement from what they are right now. I think the power is definitely going to go up from where it is right now. Should be about that 80s against righties and probably 80 against lefties as well. I'd probably have it even, maybe a little bit better against lefties because he is better against lefties in real life. Contact against lefties, though, going to be great, and the contact against righties probably will be about that 70 to 75 range as well. He got better in the field, in my opinion. Glove isn't great, but I would say the fielding stats, low 70s, high 60s, a little bit better than Xander and Corey Seager, and the speed should definitely go up, especially the steal, because he stole 25 bags in real life, so I expect the speed and the steal to go up. I would have Bo Bichette just a little bit higher than Corey Seager and Xander Bogaerts. Before we get into the top 5, in the comments down below, give me your top 5 shortstops going into MLB The Show 22. Again, this is live series cards only, and maybe at the end, we'll talk about some legends that possibly could be at the game at the beginning of the year. At number 5, we are going to have Brandon Crawford, kind of the first guy on this list that's really good in the field and really good at the plate with an amazing swing. I think he should definitely be a live series diamond to start off MLB The Show 22, probably at 85, 86 overall. He's going to mash against righty arms, great lefty bat, 95 contact against righties, 76 power against righties in MLB The Show 21. Probably will stay the same there, maybe a little bit higher in the power rating. Against lefties, sounds pretty good. He's not the best against lefty arms in real life, so I expect that to stay the same. His glove, though, should be pretty solid. Not a cannon of an arm for a shortstop, so that's just one weakness in the field, but the fielding and the react time should be mid to high 80s and then low 90s as well, but he's definitely super slow, so that will hold him back from being higher up and higher rated in the game, in my opinion. But Brandon Crawford, go ahead to start off the top 5. At number 4, I think this is going to be a controversial one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this, but I think Wander Franco is going to get a decent improvement in his live series card to begin next year. He's an 84 to end MLB The Show 21, so he definitely wasn't a bad card at the end of MLB The Show 21, as high a gold card that you can be before making diamond, but I do think he can be an 87 overall to begin next year's game. He was only 18 years of age in his debut, and he played a really solid 70 games in real life, so if you project that over 162 games, I think this guy is going to be able to do it all for you at the beginning of the year. At the plate, he's a switch hitting bat. He's going to be solid in the field. I expect him to steal more bags than he did, obviously, in his 70 games last year. Only stole 1 base, but I expect him to steal a lot more bases this year in 2022, as long as the season starts on time. This card will definitely improve as the year goes on, as long as the lockout doesn't prevent the season from starting on time. At number 3, we're going to have Carlos Correa, and no doubt in my mind, Carlos Correa is going to start next year as a live series diamond. Ended this year at an 84 overall, but the man won the platinum glove at the shortstop position, best shortstop defensively in the entire game to begin next year. On this card alone, he had 80 fielding, 95 arm, 94 arm accuracy, and 84 react time. He has an absolute cannon at the shortstop position, by far the best arm at the shortstop position, and he can hit home runs, he can hit for contact, he can pretty much do it all. Besides his speed, not going to steal you a ton of bases, not going to be the best on the base pad, but with the great hitting, with a very solid swing, and the amazing fielding that he's going to bring you, I definitely think he's going to be a top 3 card. At number 2, we are going to have Trea Turner, and Trea Turner, I know, is a second baseman on his live series card in MLB The Show 21, but that's because Corey Seager was on the Dodgers. He's no longer there. Trea Turner will be the starting shortstop for the Los Angeles Dodgers going into the 2022 season, so he's on this list. And Trea Turner, we know in game his cards are always cracked, especially in MLB The Show 21. His TA3 card was the best shortstop in the game for, I want to say, like 2 to 3 months. That card was unreal at the plate. The pop of that bat, the ball flew off of that Trea Turner's bat. One of the best swings in the game. That card was absolutely insane. I know the finest card wasn't as good as the 98 overall we were expecting expecting that card to be even better than the 98 overall by a long shot. It was just a little bit better because the defense was a little bit better. But I expect this live series card to start off the year at a 90 plus. He's going to be cracked at the plate. Great swing. I'm hoping for a good amount of live series quirks to make this card even better. He's going to be solid against lefty arms, especially the contact should be maxed out. Power should be okay, but Trea Turner cards always play higher than the stats actually say, so just keep that in mind. His glove actually wasn't bad last year. Fielding stats should be about high 70s, low 80s. Arm, though, is his problem. Definitely doesn't have a great arm personally. I would still play him at second base, but we're ranking him at the shortstop position if I was to use him on my main team. And we haven't even mentioned probably his best quality so far, and that's that 99 speed with 93 steal and 99 bag aggressiveness. This card gonna be absolutely nasty. He's gonna be great to start off the year. And last but not least, at number 1, don't think there's much of a surprise here. Fernando Tatis Jr. definitely gonna be the top 1 shortstop going into next year's game. Probably gonna be a top 5 card overall in next year's game. He ended off MLB The Show 21 at a 95 live series. Will he be that high? I don't really know. He'll probably be a 93, 94, but a 95 wouldn't surprise me. This card's gonna have 100 plus power against both sides to start off the year. That's unreal. He had 119 power against righties, 104 against lefties on his MLB The Show 21 live series card, and then he had solid contact to go with it. Pretty solid swing as well. His live series card was amazing. His finest card wasn't as good. So if his live series card is as good as his MLB The Show 21 one was, in MLB The Show 22, this card is going to be a top 5 card to start off the year. His glove was actually better, in my opinion, this year in real life. So high 80s fielding stats wouldn't surprise me. I think that's pretty good for Fernando Tatis Jr. Also has a cannon of an arm. I don't think he has quite the arm CORREA does, but it's pretty high up there as well. His accuracy, though, is the problem. So he's going to be throwing the ball all over the place. So make sure you're hitting green on that meter if you don't want to make an error with Tatis. And he's going to have crazy good speed as well. A little bit slower than Trea Turner, but still should have high 90 speed, steal, and bag aggressiveness. Okay, everyone, that's going to do it for my top 10 predictions for the shortstop position based off of SDS ratings for all these cards. In the comments down below, let me know, do you agree or disagree with this list? Again, these are not my personal rankings. I will be ranking all the cards when the game does actually come out. This is just where I think SDS is actually going to rate these cards based off the shortstop position. If you enjoyed the video and you found it useful, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it, and make sure to follow me at my social link. We're going to be grinding on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. As soon as MLB The Show 22 comes out, expect a ton of videos here on the channel. But that's going to do it for me today, everyone. See you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.